Good morning, good afternoon, good evening over here in the world. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. It's day number 993 of the bear market. Really doesn't feel so bad because today we are already up 6.7% on the day. And it's something that is actually very good as the whole market is generally green, right? Now, from a time frame perspective, we are getting super close to concluding this bear market and it's an amazing feeling. I'm going to show you obviously charts from the previous bear markets and then we can draw, price predictions from that as well as short-term price predictions, right? So without me running my mouth too much, I just want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. People looking for Jasmy content will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I would encourage you to do so really because I do TA on Jasmy on a regular basis. And without me running my mouth too much, let's get back into the chart. So from a shorter time frame perspective, we are looking at this resistance that we have right here. And I've always said that I expect this to be broken violently, right? What I'm looking forward to is something like this, but let me go ahead and illustrate. You can see the price is trying to get back there, right? But I expect a violent break of this resistance as if it never actually was there. So we'll be going as far as something like 0.006, then come back slowly but surely to backtest this resistance now as support. Then we can even continue higher there. So this is generally my perspective. I haven't changed that, and I don't think I'm going to change anyway. But the reason why I look at the chart like this actually is because of the recent behaviors of the RSI. Obviously, if you take a look back right here, you see the RSI is, overbought actually, but this may be an indication that the price is hot. The price is really, really strong, even from a few retracement perspective. If we take a look at this part right here, you can still see that we are being supported like super high in those retracement levels. So that's something that is actually very good. So I'm banking on something like this to happen. Take a look at this, for example. And this is the 14th, 15th of January 2023. You can see that you had a peak in the RSI, but that didn't necessarily mean that that was the end of the rally, right? You still came back with the RSI here. You had a retrace, somewhat forming a bearish divergence or what. But then again, the bottom line is the price continued to go higher. I expect the same thing to happen right here. The chart, the RSI actually may be looking like it's showing weakness, but I don't think that is actually what is happening right here. We may have a stronger bounce with even a bearish divergence on the RSI, but heading higher, right? Then we may have a back test. So this is basically what I expect in the immediate short term. Resistance starting at something like $0.0042 per Jasmy, all the way to something like $0.0045 per Jasmy right now. That resistance also comes in confluence with the 200 EMA, which usually determines whether you are in a bear market or in a bull market. Once we get a decisive break and close above the 200 EMA, we are good for the bull market, in my own opinion. So from a time frame perspective, I was saying that we are getting super close to concluding this bear market and taking a look at a few examples right here. For example, Cardano, we can take a look at this specific fractal that we have right here from the previous all-time high to getting back to that all-time high there. It took something like 1,157 days to about. Ethereum had a slightly shorter time. That's something like 1,117 days. Now, we also had coins which never got back to their previous all-time highs, like Sia Coin, Neo, and a whole bunch of them actually. But the most interesting thing that I want to draw a conclusion from or comparison actually is that we have a structure like that here on the Jasmy price set. Now, this may not be the whole Jasmy price set. You can see here Jasmy, it's something like $4, $5, something like that. But when you zoom your price set like this right here, you can see that we have a structure that is being exhibited that is actually classic here, looking the same with that Ethereum price set, Cardano price set, Sia, Neocoin, and so many altcoins actually back then in 2018 had the same structure. I remember that very, very vividly because I was involved in that market. So if you take a look, we have the same thing, right? And the flattening out, all those features are here on the Cardano price set, on the Ethereum price set, the Sia coin price set, and so many examples that I've given over time right on this channel. So what we are looking for here obviously is we want to see when we are going to get back to our previous all-time high and how high can we actually expect the Jasmy price to go in the longer time frame. Obviously, we cannot depend on the previous all-time high of Jasmy, or we can take a previous all-time high of this specific fractal here on the Jasmy price. So we'll be looking at 33 cents as the previous all-time high and how far can we get, right? So if we take our fib retracement 2 from the very bottom, from the very top actually to the bottom of this price set, I've done this so many times, we can see that Cardano reached the 2.618 fib retracement level. And then for Ethereum, it reached the 3.618 fib retracement level. And then for Sia coin, now this is actually one of the most interesting examples because it didn't get back to its previous all-time highs. but still managed something that was really, really more than average of the bull market, right? For most coins actually. Now, this was actually an 80x from the very bottom right here of the bear market to the top here. That was an 80x, not even getting to its previous all-time high. So if we take a look at our Fibonacci adjustment from the very top here to the very bottom, you can see that it reached something like between the 0.5 and the 0.618 Fibonacci adjustment level. Now, this, as I already mentioned, was an 80x. And many people didn't even realize that it did an 80x without getting back to its all-time high. Now, I hear people saying that, you know what, Jasmy is never going to get a 50x yet, telling people to do this because you just want their views. But honestly, I don't do this for views. This is just my personal, you know what, emotional log or something like that, that I come here and I talk about how I'm feeling with the Jasmy price set and so many other altcoins, right? So if we would apply the same thing here with Jasmy from the very top to the very bottom here, you can see, let me see if I catch the bottom nice and easy there. I think I can get it right there. Yeah. So this is the bottom of the Jasmy price set. Now, for Cardano, that was something like the 2.618 Fibonacci adjustment. 2 for Jasmy, that would be something like 85, 86, 87 cents thereabout. And for the price action that we witnessed in Ethereum, that was the 3.618 Fibonacci adjustment level. That's something like $1.20 for Jasmy, right? Very, very possible. I know people will be like, you know what, I'm just saying this for the sake of views, but I get it, right? I'm just working with what I have here from the chart. I really don't understand much of what goes behind the Jasmy team and all those things, right? But what I can rely on is only the charts, right, and previous history. That's the whole idea of technical analysis, right? So that will be something like here. It's really, really crazy actually, because it's something like 800 something X. We have seen this happening in crypto. Is it going to be happening for Jasmy? Probably not. I don't know, but that's not the only thing that we are looking at, right? So if you just would go ahead and do the simple thing that Sia Coin did, right? I remember it had an 80x right there, right? That was something between the 0.5 and the 0.618 Fibonacci adjustment level. Now, if you go ahead and try to apply the same thing right here from the very bottom to that area, that's something right here. You can still see Jasmy having a 62x. The 62x from the lowest point in the bear market, right? So really, if you are just dollar cost averaging, you really don't need the prices to get to $1, right? Just the 60x will actually do. I mean, think about it. If you've got $1,000, by the time you get to almost 20 cents for Jasmy, that's something like $60,000. So really, we don't necessarily need to get to $1, although it's something that is actually possible according to the charts that we have witnessed. You can see that they really, really look the same using the same standard of the Fibonacci adjustment levels. It's basically something that is very, very possible. Don't put any emotions into it or something like that. It is what it is, right? So, I mean, this is the best I can present, obviously, but none of what I say is obviously financial advice, and this is just my own opinion, as I've already mentioned. So I think there is really, really great potential in this. Like from the worst performers like Neo had a 702 Fibonacci adjustment level. And if that's the same thing that happens here for Jasmy, we're looking at 23 cents. We're not even considering the previous all-time high of $5. Maybe that's something that is never going to happen again. But even working with this fractal here makes me feel pretty good about Jasmy. I really am not expecting too much from it, but, you know, pretty much standard things that we can see here from the Fibonacci adjustment tools. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I mean, if you like the content, don't forget to tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the next one. Take good care. Bye.